saint in more ways than one, coming to New Orleans after Katrina and helping bring the city back from the brink, and then leading his team to an emotional Super Bowl victory in 2010.
Tonight we get to see the other side of Drew Brees, the family man, in the home he shares with his wife Brittany and his 3 little boys.
Hello, Charlie and Lara.
Welcome to New Orleans.
Thank you for inviting us.
Come on in.
Brittany, what did you love about this house? Why this one? What did you think when you first saw it?
You know, I actually got the opportunity to look at houses without Drew. He was at the facility.
She bought it without me.
Yeah. Right.
Right.
Yeah, no, I just loved the uptown area. I loved, you know, being by St. Charles and having the streetcar go up and down. We're right by a park, and just the feeling of the neighborhood.
Plus, I think we felt like, you know, this was an area that was hit by the storm, Hurricane Katrina. We were here 6 months post-Katrina. We felt like this was doing our part in the community, was buying an older home, renovating it, and making it better.
So tell me, right next to you over there is a table with lots of photographs. There's got to be a wedding picture on there somewhere, right?
There is. This is our wedding picture. We got married in San Diego, actually, in Coronado, and that's us on the beach right after we got married.
February 8th, 2003.
Yeah, so our 10-year anniversary is coming up.
So when you met him, Brittany, he was a big man on campus, as they say. Were you impressed by that?
He wasn't that big of a man on campus yet.
I actually, funny story, I met Brittany when I was a sophomore, and she was a junior. And the first time I met her, well, first of all, I saw her from across the room, and I instantly knew I'm going to marry this woman. I went up to her and made a complete fool out of myself. The rest is history.
When you saw her for the first time, what was it that made you say, you know, this is the woman I'm going to be with for the rest of my life?
I think, well, obviously she's beautiful, but it was her presence. It was something about her aura.
I think it was more breeding stock. You wanted to be tall.
It's
you
like,
had to be sure
tall,
a little athletic
build.
Yeah.
So my boys are going to get great genes.
Yeah, that's all. That's all it was.
So do you two have pictures of your children there on the table too?
Yeah, this is a picture of all 3 of them. Balin is the middle one. He's decided he likes to take his clothes off most of the time.
He calls that snakety nakedy. If you saw him, which you will here in a little bit, running around, he's the most active kid you'll ever see. And then Bowen and Callan.
Yeah, we've got Bowen and Callan.
Callan is 3 months old. He was born in August during training camp. This was soon after he was born. He was napping on my chest, and I fell asleep as well, and somewhere along the way, we happened to both go into the touchdown pose. As a father, that's probably one of the greatest feelings in your life, is having your baby sleep on your chest.
Can we see the rest of your house?
There's a lot of memories in this room. Each picture or ball or trophy or book tells a story, brings back a memory.
Brittany, you've been there through all of this. I know you have to have something in there from the Super Bowl, because that's one of the greatest moments of anyone's career, right? And you didn't just win the Super Bowl, but you were MVP.
Yeah, I'm going to open this up for you. This is Drew's MVP award. It's pretty special. Here's a cute little picture of us. Yeah, Balin was so amazed with the confetti falling from the sky.
That picture has become very well known. Did you ever think, you know, after everything you two went through with all your injuries, Drew, and that coming to New Orleans would lead to that?
I always believed. We always believed. We never lost faith. You know, I was coming off a pretty serious injury myself.
I think Drew Brees got hurt on that play.
Departing San Diego after the 2005 season, I was unsure about the future of my career. The city embraced us in such a way that we feel so loyal and so tied to the city.
The Saints have won the Super Bowl.
But it's moments like this that will live forever. Definitely one of the greatest moments of our life, just to share that achievement together on the podium at the Super Bowl.
You've celebrated that moment of Super Bowl victory. We've also seen Bounty Gate. I assume you'd be the first to speak out against, though, any bounty that is intended to be payment for inflicting and taking somebody else out of the game, because it could happen to you.
Yeah, I mean, but I think what we're talking about is there have been a lot of false accusations in regards to what the Saints bounty, quote unquote, was. And I think initially with the NFL's media campaign, I think it was portrayed in a way that, hey, these guys are being paid to go out and intentionally hurt people, and that was never the case, and it's yet to be proven. Unfortunately, I think the perception has kind of become reality in that regard, but I think that all that will come out in due time, and these guys will be vindicated.
In the midst of all these achievements in this room, there are a number there, Brittany, that say a lot about the kind of man your husband is.
Yeah, so that's the Walter Payton Man of the Year award. This is the Sports Illustrated, if you can see up here, Sports Illustrated Man of the Year, which was a huge honor because of all the things that Drew does off the field. I think those are probably the trophies that I'm most proud of for Drew. We started our foundation. We've been talking about it a lot, but actually started the foundation while we were on our honeymoon. I'd gotten food poisoning, unfortunately, in Tahiti, so we had a lot of time to talk. So it's the Brees Dream Foundation, and we really started focusing on the quality of life with cancer patients.
Then when we moved to New Orleans in 2006, we broadened the scope of our foundation to include the rebuilding efforts, helping to rebuild schools, parks, playgrounds, athletic fields, child care facilities, help develop after-school programs. I'm proud to say that in the last 10 years, we've been able to raise or commit over $13 million. And also, we have committed $1 million to Hurricane Sandy recovery up in the Northeast. And that's what we want to do. We want to be able to give back what's been given to us.
Wow.
Drew, you have an extraordinary coin collection there. Tell me about it.
Sure. Probably one of the most unique and one of the most touching for me is this Marine Corps coin from Camp Kinston in Okinawa, Japan. My grandfather, Ray Oaken, was in the division in World War II. He was in on the invasion of Okinawa. I actually got to go and stand on the beach that he stormed in on. And my grandfather's still alive, and I was able to get on a satellite phone and talk to him while I was standing on that beach. And I asked him, Grandpa, what were you thinking? Because, I was just overcome with emotion, just crying, thinking about what that must have been like. And he said, I was 19 years old. I was just trying to live to be 20. Still gets me kind of emotional. But it's that was the greatest generation. Those were strong men and women. And we owe our lives to them every day.
It's clearly an emotional idea for you. I suspect for many of those warriors, you're a hero, but clearly for you, they're the heroes.
There's no question. It is amazing when they tell you, man, I'm such a big fan, you're my idol, or what have you, and I flip that right around on them and say, no, you're the hero.
Let me talk about another hero of yours, Ted Williams. Why Ted Williams?
Well, first of all, I was originally a baseball player. I wanted to be a professional baseball player, and I always admired the fact that he was probably the greatest blend of power and just pure hitting.
Here is Ted's last at-bat.
The more I learned about